Hello, my dear students. Today I will give the answers and explain the answers of the activities in page 76, 77, 78, and 79. And let's start with the first activity on page 76. We should put these words, the correct word, to the blank. So the first one should be caring, because the person takes care of other people and takes an interest in them. So the first one would be caring. So an uncaring person doesn't care of other people. That's simple. Number two, people who work well together are cooperative, of course. Uncooperative people don't like working with others. Just like you guess. People who think of others are unselfish. Selfish people think only of themselves. You know the meanings, and the sentences are really appropriate for these words. Let's see, a blah blah person does things to help others. Okay, that's a helpful person. And the next one is unhelpful person lets other people do all the work. A kind person is nice, of course, and thinks about others' feelings. An unkind person is mean. A generous person gives his or her money or time to help others. A stingy person doesn't. You really know well these words, so it shouldn't be hard for you. Let's go to the next part on page 77, activity 1. Remember unreal situation and imaginary results. There should be an if here. There's a mistake of, let's say, pressing. If I had $1,000, of course, if I had $1,000, I would buy, so I'd buy myself a huge TV. If you, let's say, if you gave it all to charity, if you gave, we should use a past simple verb here. So we should add a would or wouldn't in that blank. We should say wouldn't. You wouldn't have any left. You can remember the comic in the book in Unit 7. These are the sentences from that comic. And if you had $1,000, what would you do? So let's check it. So what's happening with that? There is something about the, let's say, application, the software. So the answers should be like, just like I showed you, I will show you again. If I had $1,000, I'd buy myself a huge TV. If you gave it all to charity, you wouldn't have any left. And if you had $1,000, what would you do? So this situation, this part is the real answers, is the true answers for that activity. Let's go to the next part and match the sentence house. If I saw an elderly man carrying groceries, I would help him carry. Yes, I would help him carry them. I would listen to my friend if she wanted to tell me her problems. Of course, we have friends and we are caring. We care about friends, our friends. If if she wanted, if my friend, one of my friends wanted to tell me about his or her problems, I would help too, my friend. If he ate all that chocolate, he would feel sick. So you shouldn't eat chocolate much. She would make a lot of friends if she spoke to more people. Of course, to make friends, you should talk to people. You should introduce yourself. You should share your feelings, your interests, your hobbies. And the last one is, of course, they would make their community better if they picked up their leader. So we are done with this one too. Let's go to activity 3. Combine the two sentences to make second conditional sentences. Remember, we use if and past simple for unreal situation. We use would and base verb for imaginary result. So if I won the lottery, I would help a charity. That's the right answer. If I won the lottery, I would help a charity. The second one is that John visits his grandfather more often, so we should put if in the beginning and we should put a past simple verb. If John visited his grandfather more often, John's grandfather wouldn't feel so lonely. Wouldn't feel so lonely. That's the right answer. And exercise 3. Everyone works together, we stop climate change. Unreal situation. In unreal situation, we put if and past simple verb. So we should say, if everyone worked together, we would stop climate change. For imaginary result, we should put would before base verb. So let me show you the answers. These are the answers. If I won the lottery, I would help a charity. John's grandfather wouldn't feel so lonely if John visited him more often. If everyone worked together, we would stop climate change. Okay, we have just finished this activity 2, and let's pass to page 78. Read and complete the question with the second conditional. Here we go. We should say, what would you do if your street looked like this? We should use a past simple verb here, and for imaginary result or imaginary question, we should say, what would you do? What would you do if your street looked like this? If I saw litter, I would pick it up. Past simple and would plus base verb. I mean verb 1. If our neighbor's fence was broken, my brother and I would fix it. Just like you guess. My sister would talk to the old lady if she knew she was lonely. If our neighbor couldn't, remember, we should use a past simple verb here. So past of can't is couldn't. If our neighbor couldn't take care of his garden, my mom and dad would help him look after it. So that's easy. That's easy for you because we have practiced and learned second conditional sentences in the lesson. Read again, look and match the sentences with the people. Let me see again. All right, let me try to show you all answers again. Yes, that's the answers. See, number 1, if I saw the leader, I would pick it up. So who is that one? This boy, I guess. That's a leader and that's a boy. If our neighbor's fence was broken, my brother and I would fix it. Number 2, these are fences. These are fences just in front of the garden. My brother and I, so there are 2 kids here. So matching is true. My sister would talk to the old lady. That's the old lady, and this is the sister. My sister would talk to the old lady if she knew she was lonely. And the last one is here. If our neighbor couldn't take care of his garden, my mom and my mom and dad would help him look after it. See, that's the neighbor, I guess, and this person, people, let's say, are mom and dad. We're done with this activity too. Now it's the last page. So it says complete the sentences with would and the correct verbs. We would blah blah home from school for a week. We would stay or what? I couldn't understand this one. I'm not sure about the answer. I want to see. We would stay home from school for a week. We would stay home from school. No, I didn't like that sentence. It doesn't make sense. We would stay home from school for a week. All right, we can pass this exercise because it's nonsense, I guess. The girls would felt very surprised. Oh, sorry, would feel very surprised because it's not possible. I just got confused about the second conditional sentences with the possible verb. The girls would feel very surprised. Number 3, remember we use fall with asleep. To fall asleep means getting in sleep, sleeping. You're not awake anymore. You would fall asleep in class the next day. And the last one is build. He would build a new football stadium for his school. Because we can build football stadiums. That's finished too. And the last activity is going to be that one. Look, read, and complete the sentences with the clauses. If he won the lottery, what would he do? I guess he would build a new football stadium for his school. That's the right answer. That's football stadium. Let's say American football, I guess. Yeah. And it looks like a stadium for a school. And this one, if you try to do your whole research paper in one night, you would fall asleep in class the next day. See, if you tried to do your whole research paper in one night, you would fall asleep in class the next day. If their science experiment actually worked, the girls would feel very surprised. Yes, because there are girls here and they would be surprised actually. And the last one, if a big snowstorm blocked the roads, we would stay home from school for a week, of course. Thank you for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you didn't understand anything, you could ask. If you don't understand, that's it. If you don't understand anything in these answers in this video, you can ask in the lesson to your English teacher, and it's me. See you. Have a nice day or have a nice week. Bye.